What's up, Scouters? So during my last video on this coronavirus situation in Korea, the situation was much more under control. I think we had like 23 patients? Currently, there are about 17 confirmed cases here in Korea. Now, we're sitting at anywhere around 4,000 patients. And the number just keeps going up. And many countries around the world have very rightfully forbid Koreans from entering their countries. And I know if you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw a few days ago that my friend in the States is sending me a bunch of masks because it's that hard to get a mask here still. And not just masks, hand sanitizers and all that good stuff that you need to prevent yourself from getting the coronavirus. It's just all sold out. It's just all gone. Let me take this out first. This is a little bit annoying. So if you're one of the people who have seen my last video and you're wondering, how did the situation in Korea become so out of control? I would answer that it's a result of a combination of various factors. The government didn't do a very good job of taking the precaution steps. And of course, that's coming from a non-political point of view. And other than that, some of you have probably heard already, but there's a cult here in Korea called ShinChan. And ShinChan is definitely one of the hottest keywords when it comes to talking about this topic. Now, for those of you who haven't heard about this cult yet, ShinChan is a Korean cult founded by this man named Imani, who is supposedly the new messiah. So it's a cult based on Christian foundations. And it's probably one of the most well-known cults in this country, with the both Korean Catholic and Christian organizations officially labeling it as a cult and one of the biggest threats to the church. That's because one of the methods they use is going to regular churches and bringing out believers from various religious backgrounds. Actually, one of my friends used to be a member of ShinChan, whereas he claims he was victimized because he didn't know that he was participating in a ShinChan worship. Anyways, I interviewed this guy a few hours ago, so that should be an interesting video. I'll have that out for you guys in a couple of days as soon as possible. But anyway, ShinChan has about 170,000 members and has many churches outside of Korea too. So it's not like it's a small cult. But the problem isn't that this is a cult. What happened within this cult was that a follower of this cult had symptoms but denied getting a checkup. Instead, he went straight to the church located in Daegu of South Korea, and turns out this guy was actually infected. And so it spread like crazy within the church. And one of the reasons it spread so quickly was the fact that they don't have chairs inside their regular worships. Like normal churches will have chairs for people to sit down in. But here people are on their knees and they're on the floor, and thousands of people are cramped together in a single room, and they're not allowed to wear glasses, earrings, necklaces, and even masks during worship. So when you don't have a mask and you have the coronavirus, it's probably not a good idea for the people around you. But even then, after the first day, I think it was okay because it turned out like 30 new people ended up with the disease. But for some odd reasons, the cult does bizarre things like not cooperating with the government and not releasing information about their followers and people who attended that worship that day, and followers denying government orders to stay home. So Daegu and the North Gyeongsang province, an area which had 0 confirmed patients, soon became an area filled with corona patients. And within just a few days, the total patient count went from 30 to 4,000. Really, within just a few days. And even if you look at the big picture of the Korean map, you can see that most of the confirmed patients are in Daegu. And this is probably terrible for everything. The safety of the people, the businesses that are running out of business because there are no customers on the streets. But luckily, some of the brands have announced that they'll be paying the monthly rent for their franchise owners to help them stay in business. And not only these big franchise names, but some companies have gone as far as to give out all their employees paid vacation days. And on top of that, many celebrities and companies are donating money to society to help the situation. So I guess it's kind of heartwarming to see that some of the people out there are trying to help each other in this terrible situation. But I mean, with the public transportation here in Korea being so well made, it's so easy for people to travel around the country. So the virus is slowly spreading to other major cities. Like for me, I live in a city that's quite far away from Daegu. But recently, I've been notified by the government that someone who lives in my apartment complex has been confirmed as a corona patient. So now I don't feel safe walking outside my own house. And what's even worse is that my favorite restaurant in my neighborhood closed down because a confirmed patient has visited it. I mean, I really want the situation to end so that I can go back to the days of casually walking to my favorite restaurant and grabbing a meal without having to worry about getting super sick. Anyways, I'll have that interview video uploaded as soon as possible for you guys. And I know YouTube doesn't like people uploading about the coronavirus, and they're demonetizing every video with the word coronavirus in it. But I still wanted to give you guys an update on the situation here in Korea because my last video was way off from the current situation. Anyways, if I answer some of your questions, subscribe, like the video, do all that good things, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, guys, see you next time.